Yo, Dad here. I was just out for a little morning jog Saturday, the 14th of November, and I just wanted to show the grandkids and Roddy that this is a park in Blythe, California, a little skater park here, and it's kind of fun. It's a nice park. This morning there's not a bunch of sprinklers that are on, which is nice. And the good thing about recording is that I can go at my normal pace and pretend that I'm going slower than normal. But anyway, I was just thinking earlier, because I work with some really decent guys, just trying to help them out with their new compressor project at a line station. They're upgrading 5 reciprocating compressors and installing 2 turbine-driven compressors, centrifugal compressors, and it's really kind of fun. One of the things that intrigues me, besides being able to have occasional little conversations about religion and politics, which at work is the best place to do it, is the different personalities and the question comes up of what makes a manly man. And it's not those guys that are only interested in the arts, and it's not those guys who are only interested in beer and other pastimes. But I think I want the kids and the grandkids to understand is that it's a person who is noble, who is honorable, who is willing to stand up for what is right, and is willing to follow Christ and do those things which will enable him or her to return to God's presence. Now in that, there's a whole lot of variation as far as careers and hobbies, things like that. But if you're honest and honorable, then the rest just kind of fits into place. Maybe you don't like singing and dancing and drawing and the artistic pursuits, and maybe you have no interest in beer and hunting or things like that, which are all good, but to exclude one from the other, I think does an injustice and a disservice to what makes a well-rounded individual. And just thinking about some of the greatest warriors in history were also poets and musicians, highly literate, and loved beauty. And they loved beauty and they loved goodness, but were willing to commit great acts of violence in the preservation of freedom and liberty for themselves and their families and their countries. So, just a brief little tidbit. I'm not sure I'm holding the camera in the right spot. Right now I'm just running through the parking lot of, this is the chapel in Blythe. It's a cute little chapel under the mandate of the dear leader Newsom. There's still a prohibition against singing. And whatever. I'm glad we can meet a little bit until the communists decide, hey, we've had enough of these people worshiping something else besides the government and make us do another lockdown. This chapel's pretty neat because it slopes down, from back to the front. So it's almost like little theater seating. So it makes it easier to see whomever is speaking. A lot of agriculture out here, a lot of farmers, not too many ranchers, but there's tons and tons of alfalfa and cotton and some row crops. Anyway, just got back from a wonderful trip back home. We did a nice hike on Barbara's birthday at Garden of the Gods in Illinois. And before that, we went on a little hike to Blue Spring. That was nice. And we got some work done around the house. So that was all good. Anyway, I will sign off for now. Love you guys. Sorry it's been so long since I've done one of these with Messenger. It just makes it so much easier to communicate with the family, but I should broaden my reach out to include more of the family. Anyway, love you guys. Bye-bye.